In order to fend off attacks from wild beasts in the jungle, the man used an abandoned iron barrel as the entrance door and built the shelter 2.5 meters underground. The interior space is not only spacious enough to accommodate one person, but also features a multifunctional fireplace on the wall. It can be used for cooking during the day and for heating at night, maximizing practicality. Mark, who was wandering around aimlessly on the outskirts that day, unexpectedly stumbled upon a spacious open area on a hillside. The terrain here is clearly higher than its surroundings, so there is no need to worry about water accumulation issues. It is the perfect location to build a shelter. He did not hesitate at all, immediately taking out a shovel from his backpack and digging vertically down from the top of the earth slope. Thanks to the loose soil in this area, digging is particularly easy. As the pit deepened, Mark found some ancient artifacts in the soil layer. This unexpected discovery instantly filled him with energy, completely forgetting about his fatigue. Before long, the pit was dug to the ideal depth, but the more valuable fragments were unearthed. Just dig the hole to the ideal depth. However, more valuable fragments did not appear again. Then he stood at the bottom of the pit. Draw a marking line in the center position. Start planning the interior living space. Continue digging deeper from one side. Area of daily activities. The other side is a natural high area. It can be used as a flat bed. Finish these tasks. He climbed back to the ground and picked up a charred piece of wood nearby. Take out the blue wax from your pocket. Gather the collected dry firewood. Successfully lit a bonfire. He then took a leave of absence for vacation. Heat the wok and add oil, planning to have some food to replenish energy. A pack of beef-flavored ready-made meals became the best choice. Can be consumed after simple heating. Convenient and efficient. The food is a bit salty. He brewed another cup of strong tea to refresh his mind. Keep your body in optimal condition at all times. Eat and drink your fill. Mark is full of energy. He walked to one side of the hill. Raise the iron hoe again. Dig out an inward notch for fitting. Prepare a space for installing the entrance door later. He set off again. Arrived at the nearby reed stand. Found an abandoned wild tire and an old oil drum. After much thought, he chose a more stable structure. A better sealed oil drum. The front door serving as a shelter. At the gap in the earthen slope. Use an oil drum to roughly estimate the size. Continue digging inward along the marked line, slowly chiseling out a circular hole. By placing the entrance on the side instead of the top, not only can heat loss be reduced, but it can also be well hidden within the contours of the earth mound. Moreover, the size of the excavated hole is perfectly matched to the dimensions of the oil barrel, requiring no additional adjustments. Mark skillfully assembled the foot mold machine. Cut the bronze flute off completely. Thoroughly opened up the passage in and out. Afterwards, he crawled in to test it out. The size is just right for one person to enter and exit. Go back inside. He continued to swing the shovel. Dig out a neat hole in the corner of the wall. Fireplace for heating. In jungles with large temperature differences between day and night, this is the key to resisting the cold and ensuring survival. After determining the location of the hearth, he continued to extend upwards, digging out the smoke vent. Connect with the inside of the hearth to ensure that smoke can be smoothly discharged. To block off the open side of the passage, Mark sawed some wooden pieces of consistent length. Arrange them tightly, fixing them in the gaps one by one. Mix some more clay and spread it evenly on the wooden frame. Layer by layer, stack up, seal all the gaps tightly to prevent smoke leakage. After the fireplace was built, he found a rotten tree trunk nearby. After transporting it back, use a chisel to further open up the inside of the tree trunk. Placing above the exhaust outlet to act as a chimney can prevent smoke from flowing back into the house. After finishing these tasks, the sky gradually darkened. He successfully lit the fireplace using an alcohol-soaked cotton ball. Testing the smoke exhaust effect can also accelerate the drying and hardening of clay, making the structure more solid. In order to have a peaceful sleep tonight, Mark harvested some reeds, cut them into small bundles, tied them together, laid them above the bed, serving as a mattress. This not only effectively isolates the damp ground but also provides some warmth. Afterward, he took out his sleeping bag from his backpack, dragged his weary body back to bed, and settled by the warm fireplace, ending this busy day. The next day, Mark woke up early and immediately started working. He first used a piece of wood to seal the gap at the entrance, preventing the cold wind from entering the house. Next, a thick tree trunk was brought over, and a notch was chopped out at one end to secure it onto the tree trunk on one side above the pit. On the other end, a single wooden pole is driven in separately as a support point, firmly holding up the trunk as the main beam supporting the roof. Afterwards, it will be possible to extend to one side on this basis, fixing the remaining logs at regular intervals on the main beam, piecing together the roof's truss framework. In order to improve the waterproof and insulation effect of the roof, Mark chopped a large amount of dried reeds to use as rafters. Spread them evenly on top of the frame to create a natural insulation layer. Next, cover with a thick layer of sticky clay to seal the gaps between the joints tightly, ensuring that rainwater will not seep into the house. As for the gap on one side of the roof, he used 2 wooden boards to seal it. Combined with clay, the effect was perfect. Mark tidied up the outside, took out a blanket from his backpack, and secured it on the wall next to the bed to block the dampness seeping from the ground, making the sleeping area drier and more comfortable. He then took out a box of domestically produced matches, easily lit one and ignited the fireplace. The warm firelight filled the entire cabin once again. She set up a small table by the fireplace and started preparing dinner for today. Peel and dice the potatoes, then stir-fry them in hot oil until fragrant. Stir-fry the diced pork belly until the fat is rendered. Next, add the onions and stir-fry together. Finally garnish with a few pieces of bird's eye chili. A simple and comforting home-cooked meal is quickly served. At this moment, the sky outside has completely darkened. After eating and drinking his fill, Mark lay back on the bed. Under the satisfied smile of Bai, she quickly fell into a deep sleep.